The KTM engineers in Mattighofen have clearly been busy this summer, and 2 new sets of spy photos out of Austria confirm the Austrian brand is about to rework the middle of its adventure touring lineup from both ends simultaneously. First up is the 690 Rally, snapped in what looks like a production-ready state. Its fairing takes on the screen silhouette of the Dakar-winning 450 Rally, while its cream, blue, and orange livery is taken almost directly from the 2026 replica edition of that competition machine. It's built on the chassis and single-cylinder engine of last summer's 690 Enduro, and it's clearly positioned as a lighter, more focused sibling to the 790 Adventure, rather than a competitor to it. An entry point into serious off-road touring rather than another do-it-all tourer. The numbers on the 690 Rally back up that placement. The Donor 690 Enduro R carries over the latest tune of the 693cc LC4 single, which makes 79 horsepower and 73 Nm, still the most powerful production single-cylinder engine on the market. All around it, the change is a redesigned tank with 2 fillers up front that looks to hold closer to 18 litres rather than the 13 of the Enduro, a thicker seat, and grab handles for a passenger that weren't part of the previous single-seat-only formula. While the core hardware, the fully adjustable 48mm WP Explore fork, the 300mm front disc with a Biber caliper, is shared wholesale with the Enduro R. A titanium Akrapovic exhaust and a carbon alternator cover suggest KTM is dressing this bike up as something closer to a boutique product than a stripped-down Enduro. As the smaller bike inched closer to launch, the photographers shot the second, more substantial target testing on public roads in Upper Austria. A next-generation 790 Adventure, 7 years after the model first arrived in showrooms and about 3 years after it reappeared as the budget option below the 890. The tank is the most obvious change. The polarizing fuel cells, which were mounted low and forward of the rider's feet, a design which split opinion from day one, seem to have gone in favor of a conventional layout. The rest of the bodywork follows suit, swapping hard edges for a softer, more cohesive shape whose front end echoes the Dakar-inspired face. KTM is also giving the bigger 990 Adventure, right down to the sculpted, 3D LED signature. What hasn't changed says a lot about how KTM's handling its middleweight bikes. The 790 still uses its chassis and the 799cc LC8C parallel twin engine. This engine makes 95 horsepower and 87 Nm of torque. The 790 prototype still has the 5-inch TFT dashboard as the current 790 and 890 models. This is different from its bigger 990cc sibling, which is testing a touchscreen. Keeping the dashboard helps keep costs down and makes the bike more affordable. However, this also means the redesign is more about looks and comfort than a makeover. New WP braking systems hardware is doing most of the work in this redesign. The changes under the tank or in the frame are not that significant. The 790 updates seem to focus on surface-level improvements. The bike's overall design and functionality are still familiar. The updates do not seem to revolutionize the bike. The 790 appears to be getting a refresh, then a complete overhaul.